this technique here, from here, once I hit, this arm is here. Right? This elbow's keeping his arm away. Don't grab the wrist. You're dreaming. You're never going to be able to grab anything. Certainly not his arm, because he'll pull his arm away. Okay, so the emphasis is not on getting here and grabbing. Forget it. You'll never do it. So the emphasis is on hitting. My arm's here. And then it doesn't have very far to travel to this point. So it's not down here. I've got a long way to navigate. My arm's here, it comes underneath, and then there's this twisting action with the neck. And that will totally disorientate him, and then you suddenly drop down.
In a real situation, if you use that twisting action, there'd be a real chance of breaking someone's neck, wouldn't there?
Well, let's try.
With someone else as his partner.
In a real situation, there's always a strong possibility of injuring somebody. But as martial artists, we are studying the science of martial arts. And if you do a traditional system of martial arts, you don't really aim to hurt anybody. It's certainly not why I do martial arts, as I explained it to you yesterday. If you practice martial arts honestly and hard, you'll be able to develop a high level of control, that you can still perform this principle, the technique contained with this principle without actually hurting anybody. That's a high level of martial arts. You know, he attacks me, boom, and breaking his ribs. I mean, that's really effective fighting, but it's not really a high level of martial arts. High level of martial arts is not actually to harm somebody, if we possibly can. It's the last thing we want to do, is to actually injure somebody. One of Ohtsuka Sensei's favourite techniques, I found my old notes from 1974. Most of them I can't understand. Because I used to get so excited when I saw new bunkai, I used to scribble them down so I wouldn't forget. And then often I would sit in the subway train for my hour-long trip back to my home, and I would try and rewrite it out neatly. But sometimes I never always did that. So I'd find these notes and I was just scribbled. But I was able to remember this technique that he showed at the beginning of Seinchin. From here you move in, same technique, and then your arms fan out. And then your body closes again. This is a very subtle technique that he used in so many different ways. For example, from here, look, 1, 2, look, 3, here's the elbow. Well, first watch the kata. There's the movement. Watch the bunkai. Here's the bunkai with an elbow. It can be with a throw. Exactly the same technique. Okay, so let's practice this slowly. So, 1, open up, sink, and use the elbow. So if I move this leg around, apply a bit of pressure on his knee, move my leg, it's become a throw. Hold the partner while they're falling, remember, so that you're actually aiding them and assisting them in engaging with the floor with confidence. Okay, let's try that slowly.